true believers. Welcome to my channel, Mr. Miracle Comics. My name is Dave, and today I have 5 more undervalued books for this continuing series. So I hope you've been enjoying this stuff. I've been enjoying making these videos. I hope you're going out there and finding a few of the books that I've recommended and getting them into your collection for cheap. That's the whole idea behind all this. We're the front runner speculators. We're trying to get these books before they come up on anybody's list. Sometimes I give you a book that's just about to get hot, but generally I try to plan this stuff out, like a couple years out sometimes. Anyway, let's go on to our first book. So I'm going to bring up a little bit more of a modern book. This book is from 2012, and it is Marvel Point One. It is a one-shot that came out in 2012. The importance of this book is it is the first appearance of Sam Alexander as Nova. So we all know Richard Rider as Nova, and there's been all kinds of speculation that Nova, Richard Rider, will show up in the MCU very soon. But when we talk about Nova, there's no guarantee that it has to be Richard Rider. It could very well be Sam Alexander, who is the next Nova, or it could be both. We could have a situation like in Captain Marvel, where Richard Rider is training Sam Alexander to take over or become part of the Nova Corps. Right, so I think that picking up this book is a very good pickup. I bought this at my LCS for $10. Actually, I got there is also a variant cover from who did it? Nick Bradshaw. So Nick Bradshaw did this variant cover as well. So there's a variant cover. There's a couple of different kinds of this. There's a sketch variant and stuff. So I got the 2 of these actually for $20 from one of our my local LCSs. So I think, if Sam Alexander does show up into the MCU, and it does look like they continue to want to put in younger characters, I could definitely see this this book showing up on the CBSI Hot Top 10 list, and shooting up in price quite a bit. So Marvel Point One from 2012 look to be paying around the $10 mark for that guy. All right. So number 2 on my list, and we have this guy from a recent movie, and I am going to pick Shazam number 14. All right, so this copy, you can see on there, I still have the price tag. Oops. All right, so I paid $5 for this copy of Shazam number 14. This is the Bronze Age book, the Bronze Age series that DC revamped after they took over the Shazam and Captain Marvel name from Fawcett Comics. And this is the first appearance of the Monster Society since the Golden Age. So if you did watch the Shazam movie, at the very end of it, there's a little worm guy sitting on a windowsill playing a violin, and that is Mr. Mind, and Mr. Mind is the leader of the Monster Society. Dr. Sylvana is also part of the Monster Society of Evil, Monster Society of Evil, sorry. So this book is their return. This is the first time they appear in DC Comics. They were in the earlier comics, the Fawcett comics. So one thing that we do know about the Shazam movie that's been leaked and confirmed is the girl that plays Mary Marvel in the movies was signed to another 4-picture contract. So we know there's going to be another 4 possibly Shazam movies. Could be she shows up in Black Adam. Could be there's a Marvel Family movie at one point. But the Monster Society of Evil is a very good bet for being villains versus the Marvel Family. So picking up this Bronze Age appearance is good. I believe they first appeared in Captain Marvel number 23 from 1941. But that's a very expensive book. We're looking for the undervalued ones, and I think his first appearance in DC Comics, or their first appearance in DC Comics, is a good pick. So Monster Society of Evil. Shazam number 14 from 1974. All right, look to be paying, I paid $5 for this one, so somewhere in that $5 to $10 range for this one. This one hasn't really shown up on people's radars yet, like number 28 has, but if the Monster Society of Evil is a villain or a group of villains in one of the Shazam movies, this book should see a little bit of a price hike. Now, to go along with that Shazam book, is another Shazam first appearance. Now, this one came much, much later, and that is an appearance that shows up here in 52 week number 26. Okay, so this has the first appearance of Sobek. So Sobek is a man crocodile. He has the head of a crocodile and the body of a man. So if you know anything about Egyptian culture or ancient Egyptian culture, Sobek was their god of the rivers, and he had the face of a crocodile and the body of a man. So they named him after him. Um, if you don't know, Shazam's powers come from Greek and Roman gods. Shazam stands for the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the shoot, the something of Atlas. I'll get it. I'm going to do this off memory. The something of Atlas. So Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. Okay, so that spells out Shazam, and that's where he gets his name from. He also gets all of his powers from the Greek gods. Black Adam, on the other hand, gets his powers from Egyptian gods. And the Shazam forms, there's the powers of the Egyptian gods that he gets. They're kind of arbitrary, so I don't have them memorized. But Sobek plays into that. He kind of becomes buddies with Black Adam and the Black Marvel family, or like the Dark Marvel family, the Black Adam side of Marvel family. And later on, he kind of manifests into being one of the Four Horsemen's Famine, and becomes quite a big character and does a lot of really bad stuff. But you can find his first appearance here, like I said, from 2007. It's 52 week number 26. And look to pay under $5 for this book. This is in mint condition, way undervalued. It's a dollar bin diver. You might find it in back issues. Do not pay more than $5, $6 for this book. But I think it's a good character to have, because with all the Black Adam stuff, and we know that there's going to be quite a few more Shazam movies, there's a good chance that Sobek might also show up in one of these movies as a villain. Okay, so that is at 52 week 26 from 2007, $5. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit more of a big boy book here, but this is one that's been just screaming on the radar lately in the underground circles, and I would expect to see this book show up on the CBSI Top 10 Hot Comics list very, very soon, so it's definitely one to get now, and that is Tales of Suspense number 50. First appearance of the Mandarin. So we all know about that horrible Iron Man 3 Mandarin portrayal by Ben Kingsley. Not that Ben Kingsley did a bad job, he's a fantastic actor, but the part written for him really, got comic book fans choked, and nobody liked that was the Mandarin. If you have gone online and watched All Hail to the King, which is a continuation of that story about Trevor being confronted by some of the Mandarin's henchmen, saying that the Mandarin isn't happy that he was being imitated by this guy. And recently, again, they've been asking about the 10 rings and the Mandarin to Kevin Feige, and he's had positive reactions. So now the big rumor is that he may show up in Shang-Chi, right, which is set to come out next summer, I believe. So if that's going to happen, if there is even a whisper that the real Mandarin and the Ten Ring Society is going to actually show up in Shang-Chi or be present in the MCU in some significant way, this book is going to spike like crazy. Right now I got this copy for about $80 plus $10 shipping. That's a pretty reasonable price for a mid-grade copy. I think I got a bit of a deal paying $80. Expect to pay more around the $100 range, but I think if you bought this, you'd be very happy, especially if the Mandarin shows up in any way. If he does show up and you didn't buy this book, you're gonna cry about it, right? You're gonna have a little tear coming out of your eye because you didn't buy it. Anyways, Tales of Suspense number 50. It is from 1964, and it is the first appearance of the Mandarin. Very good buy if you can pick it up. All right, So continuing on, we have The Brave and the Bold, number 62. Dun dun. I have brought this book up about 6 months ago in a previous video, and I'm bringing it up again because of this guy right here. Right? Ooh, sorry, lots of flash on there. The Sports Master. Okay? So, rumor is it that Idris Elba is going to be in Suicide Squad, and that there's a good chance that he might be the Sports Master. There was kind of like, oh, he might be Deathstroke. No, he's definitely not going to take over Will Smith's role as Deadshot. But the rumor is that he's going to be Sports Master. Now, there's two Sports Masters. This guy here, he first came out in the Golden Age. Okay, so this original Sports Master. But this is his first Silver Age appearance, and this is a return for him from about a decade-long hiatus, where the Sports Master suddenly comes back in this book. This book also has the first Silver Age appearance of Wildcat, who's also a really good character. If Sportsmaster shows up, you never know if Wildcat shows up behind him, because Sportsmaster and Wildcat did quite a bit of fighting in the Golden Age. But like I said, there's two Sportsmasters. So there's this guy, the original, and there's also Sportsmaster 2, and his first appearance is from a 90s comics called Manhunter. Oh, sorry, that might even be an 80s comic called Manhunter, number 17. If you're out there looking for that book as well, that's a good one to suggest. I'm looking for that book, but I'm not willing to go and pay a crazy price for a Manhunter issue. However, this book is a good book to buy too. So Brave and the Bold 62, it's from 1965, and expect to pay somewhere around the $30 range for a copy of this book in very nice condition, very good to find. Okay, and I think, if the Sportsmaster shows up in the Suicide Squad movies, which he very well might likely show up, because James Gunn tends to put these weird characters into their movie. I mean, who would have thought to put Groot into a movie? But man, he just knocks it out of the park. So he picks these weird little characters, and he does really well with them. And if an actor as good as Idris Elba is involved in as the Sportsmaster, you could expect to see books like this, which is undervalued, because a lot of people don't even realize that it's the first Silver Age appearance of the Sportsmaster, to go under the radar. As soon as they get picked up, they'll be flung around the channels, and you're going to see this book take a bit of a spike. So Brave and the Bold, number 62 from 1965. Expect to pay around $30 for this book. All right, so that's been our five comic books for this week. I appreciate everybody that's watched. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification button. I put out videos every week. I've been helping out a lot of people. A lot of people appreciate it. So it's well worth, hitting that notification button, being a subscriber, and please like this video and pass it around. This has been Mr. Miracle Comics. My name is Dave. I'll see you next video.